Hello dear, this video you are showing that insert, update, delete in room database in AndroidX. So from MySQL to room database by JSON by parsing of this web service from PHP to Android. So up to now, before this video, you have seen that part 1, introduction of room database, how to create room DB and how to insert the values. Inside the part 2, you have seen that how to fetch the data from database and show all the data in Cardview. In part 3, you have seen that how to search the data from the database and show affected Cardview and reflect it to the screen. In part 4, how to update the data from database and Cardview with updated data. In part 5, how to delete the data with alert dialog and update the Cardview accordingly. And in the last part 6, how to make JSON and JSON introduction and fetch JSON from PHP to Android. In this video, it's a part 7, from MySQL to room database. We are going to insert the data from MySQL to room database with updation of the notification in Android. So up to now, in the last video tutorial, just for the remember, you have seen that what is JSON, JavaScript object notation, what is JSON string, what is JSON array, what is JSON object. If you can't remember, then you can watch the previous video of this playlist. So in the last session, already we have built JSON string with JSON array and JSON object with roll number 1, 2 and 3. So after this study, we directly move to the practical side. So let's start how to fetch the data from MySQL PHP to room database Android and how to show notification in Android. So this is mind well that it's a client server project. It's a easy student management system. In this particular one session, there are 4 steps of client side, means Android Studio side, and 1 step is server side, means PHP WAMP and MySQL side. So ready with your tool. So step 1, Android side, means client side in Android Studio. So in the step 1, we are going to add one method for delete all the data from our table. So move towards a student DAO. So let's make one method, public void delete all. For this one, we need to create one query delete from this, I think, student. So very easy thing. Up to now, we have created one method in student DAO file, student DAO. Move towards the step 1 is completed. It's mind well that it is Android side, so it's a client side. And in the step 2, we are going to was the student repository.java file and create another method with async task, because you know that in AndroidX, in room database, all things are in background. So we need one async task for that. So for the step 2, go to the student repository over here and delete one operation starts. Copy this one. Write your code in between this one. So over here, we write that public void delete all or delete all task. There is no need to define any argument over here. Directly we can write async task, then void, then void, and in between that we first create this one and dot execute. And well, that I always remember it to you that it is a total based on your knowledge. So in between these two curly bracket, press enter, and one method we need to write do in background. So do in background, and before return must be the last statement. So student database dot student dot delete all. So very easy thing, it will write it in this one async task. So we will call this delete all task method from student repository.java file. So move towards step number 3. We need to create notification utils.java file. So it is for notification and notification channel in newer version. So stay tuned with this one because it's a code. We need to build one more class for that. So right click on package, new, Java class, notification utils. Click on OK. It will extend content wrapper class, context wrapper. So I know that it will no default constructor available. All things will be available soon. So first we define certain variables. Notification manager, then public static final string. And we need to define channel, likewise Android channel ID. So whatever you want to define, com.si.noti, it's a not for notification, then public final string channel name. Whatever the name you want to give, because I want to give the Android channel. Up to now everything is okay. So first we need to define notification utils for the constructor version with context. So everything is okay. So you can see that okay. No, then super pass the context towards it. So all the red marks will be off. We need to define over here. After that create channel call, but after the making of that we will make or we will. So first we define the method for get manager, public notification, it is return type get manager, then is method. So if m manager equals to null, then we need to define m manager equals to, then typecast with notification manager and get system service, and inside that context dot notification service. Very easy thing. First you remember, then you can write on your own also, and return this one, return m manager. Very easy thing, you can do it. Get manager class or get manager method which will return notification manager. After that we need to define create channel. So public void create channel. So in between that, first we call this method over here. So create channels or channel, whatever you want to write. If more than one channel, then you can write create channels. Inside that, just we write our notification channel code. So first create channel code. Likewise, notification channel, you can write whatever the name you want to write. Android channel equals to new notification channel. First we need to define ID. Already we have ID, channel ID. Then we need to define name. Already we have name, channel name. Okay, let's check what is the CSA Android. Yes, it's a Android channel name, comma. We need to define notification manager dot important default. So it is based on prior, and press semicolon. After that, let's see what happened to this one. Go to this one, new notification channel. Current minimum is 16, call required 26. So just we define over here, and the 16 it equals to 26, and press sync. Now these red mark will be get off. Let's see after the syncing process will be finished. Let's see what happened. And these mark will be 1, Gradle is syncing. Let's see. And here the red mark is gone. After that, write some other code for the notification channel. So just we write Android channel dot enable lights, and the other thing is Android channel dot enable vibration. True. You can also define certain color, set light color or anything else. It will totally based on the our handset. Set light color dot green, whatever the color you want to set. Then Android channel dot set lock screen visibility. It is totally depend upon notification dot visibility private. And the last one is get manager dot create notification channel. Give just the channel name. So it's a create channel method. If in this one already you need to define the method before that. So after that, the last thing is remaining, that public notification dot builder, then get Android channel notification, whatever the name you want to write. You just want to pass two things. One is title and another is whatever the message. Then inside that, go to the first return new and notification, yes, builder, get application context, from where it will be passed, and for that channel ID. Then you simply write that Android channel ID. After that, you can set the other attribute by dot also. Likewise, dot set content title, it equals to our account title. Based on that, set text content text, this message, and dot set small icon. You can define Android dot r dot drawable dot, then notification icon. By default, you can set notify, then more, you can set chat, call, mute, whatever that you want to. Currently we define more. So all things are set. Just want to set auto cancel. So set auto cancel, and set it true for that. ERUE. Then press semicolon. Just we need to define call this method. Then all things notification will be there. So very easy thing you can develop. First step 1, then step 2. After step 2, just create this one, and just inside that, this one is the step 3, that you call this method. Very easy thing. So we have create step number 3, create notification utils.java. After the completion of step number 3, move towards the step number 4. Already we have defined this sync_student.java file to sync the data from server, and we have already passed that JSON. And but now we are going to set two things. One is create notification. What is difference? Difference is it's some data in room database and some data in server. So just the basic thing is, if the data on the server is greater than our room DB or room database, then we create the notification of difference between these server database and room database. So very easy task. Just mind well that. Go to the sync student.java file. Already mind well that. Already you have said that over here you can define the sync student or sync data, and the data will be sync. Your server will be started, and your command prompt cmd command prompt, already we have defined ipconfig 192.168.43.106. so just check this one over here, res.values.string 192.168.43.106. In the last session, already we have seen that while we click on sync data, at that time, go to room DB demo, then this one. See once again, just I click over here, then this one sync file will be called, and 3 data will be synced. So click and new entry will be here. So you can see this one, very nice example. So go to sync_student, then sync_students. So first we define 2 variable over here. 2 variable, one integer data in room DB equals to 0. By default it's a 0, but then after I define that data underscore from server equals to 0. Then another 2 things. If you want to fetch from our room database, then we need to define student repository object, student repository, press semicolon. And if you want to define the size, then we need to define list of student, then you can say that student list. So already we have defined these 4 variables. This is to fetch the data from server. This is for the room database. Whatever the data in room DB, how we can fetch the value from room DB. So we define student repository and student list. Whatever the size of student list from the student repository, that will be the actual number of data in our room database. So first we create this one channel for that. So in the last curly bracket, before the last curly bracket, just make one method, public void create, then notification. I will set the difference over here, integer difference, then just make that notification utils, or this one 5, notification utils equals to new notification utils. You can pass the context ctx press semicolon, then notification dot builder, whatever the name notification builder you want to give, then notification utils dot get Android channel. So 2 things we need to write. First thing is it is a STU student management system, so I find that student MS, it's a title for that, and I want to find new, and whatever the records, it's a different will be the record size. Mind well that after that space and students. So very easy thing, you can, it will be the notification and whatever the new student will be, then just write notification utils dot get manager dot notify, whatever the channel ID you want to give, 101, and nb dot build. Only 3 lines we need to write inside the sync underscore student dot java file. All other code we need to fetch the data. Likewise, we need to define load task or whatever the name you want to give, load numbers of record task, then extends async task. Already you know that what we want to write, void, then void, curly bracket start, curly bracket over. You know that why this one is the red mark, it's a do in background. We need to define do in background, and first there are total 3 methods on pre-execute, and below that on post-execute. So in pre-execute, student repository equals to new student repository. Over here you can find the context also, and in doing background we define student list equals to student repository dot get students. After that, data in room DB equals to student list dot size. So very easy thing, whatever the size of student list from our room DB, we will get our number of data from room database, and nothing we will going to write on post execute. Just we call this method in this one saying student file inside the constructor, type new dot load number of data dot execute. Very easy. In this task already our data in room DB we will get whatever the data inside the room database. So for the database or data from number of data from server, we need to write certain another code. So for more code, we go to the parser. Already we have defined this parser. Inside the parser, we have defined the log file. But for the parser one, after the fetching of this array, we need to write certain code. Data from server equals to JSON array dot length. So you can know that whatever the length inside the JSON array from the server, it is the data from server. So now it is 3. If it will be over, then we need to write certain more code. So before for loop and inside the if loop, we need to write certain more code for that. So if data difference will be here, if data from server is greater than data in roomdb, otherwise there is no necessary to do all those things. So if there is a difference, then we need to define. If data from server is greater than roomdb, then first from the student repository dot delete all tasks, means delete all the data. If there is difference, then delete all data and refresh the data from new JSON. So it is the sync the refreshed data from server. For the refresh data, we need to write code over here. So after the log, we will make the object inside for likewise student equals to new student. You know that integer dot parseInt. Then we define the roll number. Then after that, it's a student name. After that, contact number, and last one is gender. So student object is ready. Just we need to insert student repository dot insert task. Then send this data to this one. So if there is a new data, then all the data one by one it will be iterated, and after that inside the iteration operation, one by one data will be inserted to our room database. If there is 3 data, then just we need to notify for only one time. So outside the for loop, just create notification, then data from server minus data in roomdb. So the difference, if there is 4 data and inside the room database there is 3 data, then 4 minus 3 equals to new 1 student will be inserted. So a very good example is going to be or going to build in this session. So very nice, we have created this one. See that what we have done inside this one. First we create notification channel, and we load the number of record from our roomdb. Likewise this one, data in roomdb, student list dot size, and the last, if there is a data from the server is greater than room database, then delete all tasks and iterate and insert the data one by one and create the notification. So first time there is 3 records, then 3 records will be inserted to our roomdb. To check that, just we define the toast message over here, toast.myText context, then roll number plus double quote /n plus student name plus double quote /n and plus contact number plus double quote /n gender. Toast dot length short this time, and mind well, always remember dot show. Let's see what we will get. So run this code. Currently there are 3 data in our database. inside the phpMyAdmin, go to our database, localhost root with no password. Inside the student DB, click on table student. Currently, there are 3 records: Sundar Sharma, Rosie Menon, and Jollibee. Let's check to this one. Let's see. No, currently Gradle building is running. Click on back. Then up to now we have seen that step number 4. Already we have seen step number 1, 2, 3 and 4. So let's see the output. Click on sync data. Then 1, 2 and 3 data is inserted inside that. And let's check to the view data. See these 3 things: Sundar Sharma, Rosie Menon and Jollibee is here. Click on back. Just we need to insert the data from PHP. So we insert the data from PHP. To make that, we need to define or create step number 5. So our next step is in server side. So PHP side, we are going to write the code. Move towards the coding of PHP. Create one form to insert the data in MySQL. So just as per our theme on the purple page, so we are going to code of PHP on the server side. So it's step number 5 and it's the last step. So after the insert from the server side on the PHP, notification at the client side on the Android. Already we have done this code. So thus after we want to insert the data inside the PHP via this certain type of form. So up to now, while we sync on the mobile, after the completion of this form, all the data will be inserted and it will notify on the Android side. So let's do whatever the editor you want to type, you can do it on your own. So I have Notepad++, you can do it on PHP Storm or anything else. So move towards the coding, press Ctrl+N or the new one and go to PHP then and save with this file with insert_student. So save the file inside the web service when the connection is already there. So insert_student.php. So very easy and very simple thing. Insert.student.php. Inside that we are going to create one form. So just we include the data, and already connection file is here, connection.php. So our database connection is established by this line and move towards if someone is pressing certain data, then whatever the request is set, then you can request that $_ already you know that request, and over here you can type submit. Then if certain thing will be here, then we will do coding over here inside this scope. So first we make certain form. So by the way of that, just I type that HTML. Thank God HTML is not case sensitive, so no worry about it. So you can write add also whatever the title you want to type inside the head, title and slash title. Inside that, just I want to name the title on the title bar, student MS. Save it and After that, inside the body and slash body, always finish your tag with center alignment. So inside that we need to build one form. So let's start with our form attribute. Form, whatever the action you want to type, action equals to I want to reflect in the same form, so insert underscore student dot php. You can type self also, insert underscore student dot php, and method will be post. So starting the form tag, and you can end the form tag also in the same, but before the end of form tag, just I want to type h2 and then style equals to, I think I will set the color purple because our theme is on purple base. So just I type the color over here, insert student form, just I and the h2 tick, press Ctrl S, and one by one also you can check that this form, but before that, before the body tag, I end the form tag. So completely our code is here. So before the center, yes, this one, complete our code is here. First let's see, then we take on label also, then set roll number, and this one label ending, input class equals to input, and name equals to roll number, and type equals to text. Currently I don't want to set the value, just finish with to br tag. Also I want to set br tag over here. Save this one, then you can refresh this one, and then roll number is here. Then moving towards you can also copy paste this one. Copy paste is ever one best thing for developer, and move towards the name. Name equals to name, and all the values will be same. So save it and refresh the thing. Roll number and name is here. So just two things are remaining. One, just I copy paste this one for contact number. Contact number, you can set that name equals to contact number. Type and text, everything will be set. Press Ctrl S and refresh over here. So contact number is here. The other field is contact number, and move towards the gender. Before the slash form, just I type that input and type equals to radio, and name equals to gender. If you want to make it check, then just simply write checked over here. But for this one, you can end the tag also with the value equals to what and female, and whatever the value you want to set, female. Before inside that, just we write that if someone is pressing certain things, then what will be the value inside this one. Then I start PHP tag and end this one. In between that, if is set $gender, okay, And if we set $gender and ampersand sign and $gender equals to me, then okay, then echo check. So just type I check the echo and with double quote and semicolon. So everything is ready. It's just for I check for this one is made and this one is also on the made. Input type is ready. So input type radio and name equals to gender and check value, and in between that just we write that question mark PHP if is set equals to $gender and $gender equals to name and echo or the check value will be. So value will be MA. Okay, MA. Very easy, and Control C this one and Control V. Then over here just we change this one female and female, and male and female is here. So just I want to remove this chat from here, and just I want to type one label over here. So copy this contact number, just paste for gender. I save this and refresh this one. So gender is ready, only submit button is remaining. And the last after the gender before the form ending, just even first to bracket and just the last line input name equals to submit and type equals to also submit and value equals to also submit. And while this one will be set, and I want to set certain style because I want color, and by default it will be white color, and background so background color equals to purple. I want to set purple, and also I want to set padding, it's 10 pixels of padding. So everything is set. Just I want to close this one, Control S, and go to here, and submit button is ready. Just I want to, if I submit this nothing will be happen over there. So just we want to write certain coding in PHP on the upper level side. Also form is ready over here. If is set request equals to submit, then I need to type certain things. Likewise, $roll number equals to $_post. Then it's a post request, so that's why roll number is here. Then press semicolon. Copy this one and paste it for roll number and name, and here I want to also write one name, then contact number and contact number, and the last is gender. So gender is here, and I also type gender over here. Just I want to write one query $SQL equals to set the double quote. After double quote, you can press semicolon also here, and insert into student. Whatever the values will be, roll number, ROLLN, and student underscore name. The column name, contact number, and gender. Values will be you can simple type in single quote dollar roll number. Outside the single quote, another two single quote and name. Outside that, dollar underscore contact number, and the last one is with two single quote and dollar underscore gender. So query is ready. Only it's a MySQL I version. So latest update one, MySQL I underscore query. Inside that, we need to define dollar link, comma, dollar SQL, and I also type that if something will be wrong, then give the error MySQL I. Then inside that error, whatever the error in link, it will be found. So all the coding is ready. Press Ctrl S, and let's see how the form is work or not. So currently in database, so there is total 3 values. Let's see. So let's check whether the form is work or not. So for this one, just refresh your page, so all the things will be updated. And for this one, I want to type 4 number, then Roger Clark, and just I want to set the number. This one is the mail, and click on submit. If all the things is okay, then 4 will be here. Yes, this one is the 4. Roger Clark is here. So let's check in this one. Then we currently, before the checking, there is in 3 data. If we check, sync the data, then the all things is setted. View data. Inside that, we can see that these 4 data. Roger Clark is here. So very nicely you can see this one. Then another new one, student. So in student MS, you can see this one. If you clear this one, then it will be clear. So very nice example already we have set with client server example. So another time, just we set another data, likewise roll number 5, then Maria Vega, then I press 06623148520. So this is email. I submit this one. Then see inside the database, Maria Vega is here. It's a server, and inside the client, just we need to sync the data. And notification is here, and then another student is here. And you can set that this one, the 5, Maria Vega is here. So there is Jollybean is inserted, and whatever the values will be here. So let's enter another data for the 6th one, and Angel Woods. Just I type, I want to insert the 2 data this time. Angel Wood is female. Enter this one. And 7, Steve Silver, and I insert the contact number 023 52 695 1230 and mail. Submit this one. Just check this over here on the server, and over here currently it is 5 data. Then click on the sync data, and then new 2 students in student MS with notification of new 2 students. Then click on view data. 7 number Steve Silver is here. So finally we have synced the data from the server to room database. So you can see this one with the view data, and these all 7 data is here. So in this video you have seen this one, how to set notification for the newer data and how to sync this file and fetch the data from MySQL and to the insert to the room database and show notification in Android accordingly. So complete client server program is here. So in the next thing, stay tuned with this one, because we are going to set one background service to automatic fetch the data and automatic show the notification. So thank you. We have seen that from MySQL to room database by JSON parsing technique, from PHP server to Android client. Thank you very much. If up till now you didn't have this one subscriber, and please subscribe this channel, like it and share it with your friends. Thank you.